You may not find this scene so familiar, even if you've been here on countless weekends or quick trips across the border to enjoy cheaper food, goods, and even petrol. This is the once thriving Johor Bahru City Square. This area around Jalan Wong Afok used to bustle with Singaporeans until that fateful day last year, when Malaysia closed its borders. The March 18 closure crushed the tourism industry and devastated retailers. It cut off more than 10 million annual Singaporean arrivals to the state, while hundreds of thousands of Johorians stopped bringing back the precious dollars that they earned from across the causeway. We speak to Johor Menteri Besar, Hasni Mohammad, about the impact of COVID-19 on the southernmost state's economy and how a drive to vaccinate Johorians could be the light at the end of the tunnel.
Most of the retail sector is also contributed by our neighboring countries, Singapore. These are something that is convenient, and with that, it has given impact to the Johor economy. Johorian working in Singapore, like it or not, the cross-border economy is something which is accepted, and the currency exchange is also beneficial to those Johorian working in Singapore. So they have got the higher purchasing power. So that benefited a lot to the retail sectors. These are definitely an obvious impact to the presence of the cross-border economy that is taking place in Johor Bahru especially. We did make a downward adjustment from our earlier expectation on the growth. We were pretty confident that we should be able to achieve around 3% growth for closing by year end 2021. And for 2022, we focus between 4 to 7% as the possible growth, in view that Johor should be looking seriously into the opening of the border between Singapore and Johor.
Mr. Ridwan Mustafa is among the tens of thousands who lost their jobs in Singapore. Faced with the prospect of not being able to care for his family, he decided to cash out his savings, take up loans, and invested it all to start a restaurant. But it has been a case of out of the frying pan and into the fire, with food and beverage also badly hit by COVID-19 restrictions.
Before this, I worked at Singapore, 4 years already at Rental Kill Singapore. I was doing a pest control there. It's a quite good job. 4 years I'm doing there is quite well. My lifestyle is very well. Quite loaded also, quite loaded. Got a lot of money. From the salary there, about 3,000 plus. Convert to Malaysia ringgit is almost 10,000. So it's quite wealthy also lah for me. So after the pandemic hit us, I quit. I asked for my manager, so I need to quit because they said they won't allow me to go back to Malaysia. Because previously I work go and back ulang alik lah. So ulang alik. Then my boss say after the pandemic hit us, we cannot go back to Malaysia. So we need to stay there, need to work there. So cannot go back lah. Because I live my wife, because my wife is housewife and I got 3 children. For me, my heart, I won't let them to survive alone without me, because if I stay in Singapore, who want to give their money, how to they handle their lifestyle? So many debts I need to settle it. So I cannot stay there. So I put my decision. So I need to go back. When the time business go down, the PKP 3.0, me and my wife always argue because the sales is not hit. Always down, so we cannot, our things, everything have to go buy for tomorrow because all waste. We buy, then waste because nobody to want to buy because of the pandemic. There's no dine-in, only take away. If you take for the application for delivery also, we take, but they not pay for cash. We need to wait until 1 month, so we cannot rolling the money. So I keep asking my father, can you make me a loan more? So my father is very supportive. My sister also very supportive. My sister also, I tell my sister the situation is because of the pandemic actually. If no pandemic, actually the business is very good. People can dine in, a lot of customer here because the location also okay. So because of the pandemic, my business go down.
Johorians are hoping that rising vaccination rates on both sides of the causeway will embolden authorities to gradually reopen the border, not just so some can resume their old jobs in Singapore, but so that those who have been stuck on the island can return to care for the loved ones they left behind.
From the very first day when we were facing this pandemic, there have been a lot of requests that the border to be open for those commuting or travelling Johor to Singapore. That is the reason why EMU plan was put in place, so that we can give focus, so that we can allow those who are wanting to travel to Singapore because of their work permit, because of their economic reason to be in Singapore. So that EMU plan provide that platform. So as far as the state is concerned, because of our experience when RGL and PCA was introduced, using the same spirit, we have expanded DCA in such a way that we believe something that can be used as a template to discuss. In the very short time, we should be submitting to the federal government the proposal and the initiative that is required in order to open up for the daily commuting arrangement.
For some, like Mr. Ridwan, the door to return to Singapore has been shut, but a reopening will still mean a brighter future.
For me, because I already opened the business, I cannot let my business go like that. So I cannot leave this business to my wife because my wife only can cook, but he don't know the background about the business. So I cannot let go my business. If the border open also is at Singapore, I'm not going back because I already spent a lot of money here. I need to pay my father loan, my sister loan, everything. I need to pay them back. So I need to prove myself that I can do this business. I think for my father and my sister, if we accumulate that time, it's almost 60 to 70K only. Because when the border is open, I got a lot of customer from the Singapore. When they see my page at the Facebook, they say, "Wow, this kind of food is very look tasty," so they want to try. So they tell me when the border is open, definitely they will come to my restaurant for enjoy my food. Actually, it's very good opportunity when the border is open. Actually, mostly of my colleague, my manager, a lot of my members at Singapore want to come to my restaurant. They're just waiting the border is open.